What's poppin', everybody? It's a Sable94 new deck profile today. Gonna be trying to make use of this Flygon EX from Surgeon Sparks. So I was aware of this card when it came out, the previous set basically, but I thought, you know what, hit and switch, do I really want to bother with it? But because it's been a little bit of a dry period, let's say, from new deck ideas, I decided, hey, I'm just gonna try this. Nothing groundbreaking, but it's something that's tried and tested at least. It's a stage 2, 310 HP is a little on the low side, especially since Dragapult has 320, same retreat. That's a bit annoying. Grass weakness can also be trouble because even though this guy is supposed to be switching on the bench safely, there's always pulling cards. Boss's Order is very popular, Power Catcher or Prime Catcher, and you know, against Ogerpon or any other grass Pokemon, they can just pull this and easily eliminate it. So that can be a bit of a problem. And then Sonic Peridot, it does 104, basically 3 on all of the EX Pokemon. We're not going to take advantage of it. I'll talk about this attack later when we get to the energies why. But to keep it short, it just takes way too energies. It doesn't really synergize with Reversing Storm. And you know, it's just very situational. That's the best way I can describe it. You know, when I'm trying to hit things for 130 and then you do 100 to a bunch of EXs, you might KO something that's softened up, but if not, it won't work. And then you leave this guy active. But anyway, the main attack we're going to be taking advantage of is the Reversing Storm attack, which does 130 for 1 and it's hit and switch. Like I said, tried and tested. You hit with this Pokemon and then you retreat to a wall or decoy Pokemon to annoy your opponent, disrupt your opponent. So in this case, the main thing is going to be Mimikyu that's going to be promoted with Safeguard. EX and V Pokemon can't touch this thing unless it's with effects, which is why it's a bit annoying. Once again, against Dragapult, if this is on the bench, Dragapult can't put damage counters on it. So that sucks. I also got one of the Klefki, good opening Pokemon, and another wall you might potentially use. Joust might discard some tools, but in particular it's just to have another wall and just more basic Pokemon so that I can have at least 10, don't mulligan all day. And then the one Radiant Jirachi as the Radiant Pokemon of choice. This is another solid opening Pokemon perhaps. Maybe a wall if all of your other walls won't be good. This is something that if your opponent kills it, you can grab 3 cards from your deck, anything you want. So it's good, gonna rotate out with Silver Tempest going away. There's nothing really else I can put here as a Radiant Pokemon. Greninja wouldn't be effective. Serena maybe, but not really. It has a double retreat, it's annoying. So this is the best option. Or just not run anything at all. The Flygon line is gonna be kind of standard. We got this Trapinch with 60 HP. Absolutely embarrassing, frustrating to look at these cards. 60 HP Trapinches, you can definitely find them from 15 years ago or more at this point. Even going all the way into the DP era, I think there might be some with 60 HP. If not, definitely in the black and white era. I mean, don't quote me on that, but you guys get what I mean. It's just very weak. Call for Family can potentially be something useful to get basic Pokemon, but you never really want to do this. You don't want to leave this guy active to die. We have plenty of basic Pokemon fetchers, and you want to have this safely on the bench. Because I don't run any recovery cards in this deck either. So these things are valuable. That's about it. Doesn't really do anything. 20 for 2 is also bad. Just very, very old damage at this point. Got the double Vibrava. I'm doing double stage 1s and stage 2 decks now. Even in the Hydreigon deck, I put in the second Zweilous. Because just in case your opponent uses Budew, I want to have an extra option if I can't evolve with the rare candy. So this is from, I believe, Brilliant Stars. I think that's the set logo. Either that or Astral Radiance, I don't remember. I think it's Brilliant Stars. But it's the best one, can do 30 for 1, I guess. It can actually kill Budew if we use it. 90 HP is still terrible, but this stage 1. And then you max out the Flygon as the main attacking Pokemon. Okay, so I got a lot of trainers because this guy only attacks with 1 energy. We don't need too many energies. So got lots of trainers here. We got the standard stuff. Max out the Pofins and do 3 Nest Ball to ensure we get our basic Pokemon quickly enough. Mid to late game, like if you see extra copies of this, you get it, and you got like a spot open, you can just use them just to get rid of them from your deck, and then you use a supporter to draw, and it might as well be a trekking shoes or just another draw card. Not the prettiest solution always, but I want to have this as opposed to other ways to fetch basic Pokemon. This and this, of course. Just gotta have enough copies, so make sure that we don't brick at the start. And that's about it. Max out the trekking shoes as well for item-based draw. It's really all I got, along with supporters for draw and consistency. No other major support Pokemon. I mean, if Jirachi's up front and it dies, then it's great, but it won't always happen. We run 4 rare candies for stage 2 deck. Typical stuff. And then I got the 3 Terror Orbs as well to search evolution Pokemon. Basically, Flygon, that's it. It's a Terror Pokemon, so he gets to utilize this. This is why, because I don't have Ultra Ball, I can't use that to just discard extra copies of this and this. But yeah, Terror Orb is great. And then the last item is basically the 1 switch. I'm favoring the Beach Court here, you guys are going to see in a sec, but I do have the 1 tech switch that I usually do. Never know when it might be handy. And then the Scoop Up Cyclone is the ace-pick choice in this deck. Might not be necessary because the idea is Flygon retreats on the bench, your opponent can't touch it. And then if it gets hurt, we have another one powered out, we can use that so that, you know, you don't. But I mean, even if you do that, if they're gonna pick on the hurt one. So this is something that can give you some healing if they manage to hit the Flygon somehow. You can put it back in your hand and then reset the damage. You could do other ace specs, but I thought it makes sense in this deck. Once again, you know, big tank Pokemon, 310 HP. Might as well have it. You never know. You might just use this on something else too for combos. Maybe Mimikyu, I guess. If they hit it with Dragapult, you can put it back in the hand. Crappy, but you never know. So I got this in as the ace spec. You can use something else if you want, but I think it makes the most sense to me for what I'm trying to do. Could come up. Stadium of choice is going to be this Beach Court. I don't have any of the escape board because I'm fully favoring this card. We want it to stick around. That's why we run 4. Let our opponent play their stadium first so we can get rid of them. And then just hopefully run them out of stadiums. If this sticks around, then all of your Pokemon basically have free retreat. Flygon can retreat when he attacks, so you're good to go. This is also why I think it's important not to run something like Serena or anything with double retreat, so that you make sure you can just get out of the way always if you got the stadium. Unless your opponent prevents you from retreating. Okay, and I don't think I missed anything, but let me just double check to be sure. Yeah, that's all the items, all the stadiums, I suppose. No tools. So now at the supporters, standard 4 Iono, Eono. Max her out. Got the triple youngster, good, solid. Well, not good. I mean, it is okay. Let's just not say. I didn't say great, but good. Yeah, it's shuffle, draw 5. More reliable than most of the stuff we got now, but would have been better if it was 6, of course. Got that. Got the 1 Cynthia, if something does die, good little draw plus. Also gonna rotate. Barry 2, your draw 3. Man, when this goes away, I'm gonna have to use the other ones with the bad artworks, like the new characters I don't give a shit about. But yeah, just draw 3. You got big ass hand. Might as well just do straight draw rather than shuffle draw. And then we got the Grusha too. So I got low energies in this deck. So if we get some sort of hand, can play a bunch of stuff, we don't have energies, and you use this to draw, then you get that little plus, draw 7. Obviously, once you attach cards, it's just draw until you have 5, but it is what it is. Everything else is around the same sort of draw power level, since we don't have Corina. Draw until you have 6 or something. So, got that. You want to put something else like Zisu or something else, you can go ahead. I don't got any tools and I'm not even running Greninja, so I don't really see the point of running Irida or Arven. Maybe just one copy, you can use that to get like a rare candy, but you don't get more draw. So decided against them this time. And then the last supporter card is the Boss's Orders. Maybe you could drop this, but I think having this is good because fighting coverage is actually pretty nice. This thing can hit some key Pokemon for weakness, like you can get 4 prizes and then late game pull something like the Featherbird, weak to fighting, finish it off, win, or Rotom, something else you can do. If you're playing against, I don't know, maybe an evolution deck, you can pull an Eevee or just something. There's always going to be something that's weak to fighting. Terrapagus, what else is weak to fighting? There's always something, so you can just do that, or you can just pick on something that's hurt, your opponent is trying to save. So just having at least one of this is good. I suppose because this gives you such a utility, maybe you could drop this for the Prime Catcher as well, but I want to keep this in. We're not going to try to pull too many times. Although it does suck if you got to use this early and then you don't have it. Okay, and then the last but not least, it's the energies. I'm running 8 energies. I had 9 and then I dropped it to 8 because it's the fucking game's fault. It's not really me. I know that with 9 energies you'd be okay, but I just keep getting inconsistent starts. Like I draw all the energies and I keep top decking energies, or I just keep top decking other stuff that's ridiculous, like with a low count. So I'm thinking, you know what, I'm just gonna drop it to 8, put like the 4th trekking shoes or something. And then so far it's been okay, but when you do 8, I know that I'm gonna be in the position where I'm not gonna be seeing any energies, and then you have 9, you see like 5 energies every turn. So it's crazy how life shuffles your cards. But regardless, I got 8. 3 of them are luminous energy because this way you can actually attack with Mimikyu as well. Never know, it might come up. And this is where I guess I need to talk about this guy's attack. So because of the luminous energy, you could potentially run a metal, or what's the other one, like a water one, and then potentially do the Sonic Peridot. But it's 3 attachments. It's a bit too slow, and you're sort of risking it by putting all the energies on this guy, and then if they pull him and kill him somehow, you lose a lot. You don't have too many. If you gotta manually retreat sometimes when you don't have a stadium, or if you have to just lose an energy or something, you never know. I don't really want to be in that position. And like I've said, doing 100 to each of your opponent's Pokemon EX and Vs, it only matters if they got a bunch of hurt dudes, then you're gonna get a bunch of prizes on them. If you don't, then you know you hit everybody for 100, nobody dies, and then it might kill you back, you lose the energies again. So we don't really spread, we just do damage on the active and switch. So I don't think you should take advantage of this attack, but I've been wrong before. And the space is tight too. Like this deck is gonna have consistency issues. You know, you gotta have your rare candies, you gotta have your stuff to get this guy out, you gotta have all of your switching outlet cards, Beach Court to switch. So wasting space to add more energies, trying to gamble using that attack, I don't think it's a good idea. Okay, and this is the deck, my version for Flygon EX. This strategy, when you got Boss's Orders in the format, isn't as effective as how it was maybe during Gen 3 or Gen 4, but it's something. You know, a lot of stuff is gonna be walled basically by this Mimikyu. They won't be able to touch the Mimikyu, so you never know. This is the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Just something to pass the days until I think of something else. We still got a few weeks until the next set comes out. It's gonna be great if all the cards that I'm thinking of are in there. But hope you enjoyed it. Sub to the channel, leave a like, share the video with your friends, and I'll see you guys on the matches. What a